Hey Jimmy, is that a Jimmy or is that a Jimmy? That's right, it's a 1989 GMC Jimmy, also known as the Chevrolet K5 Blazer. This thing is here because it's a project in the works, and the fella working on it, he ran out of time for said project, so now I get to take over. What we're gonna do, no diag, no more diag. I'm tired of doing diag work. The first thing we're gonna do is I'm gonna let you guys know that this right here will absolutely pinch your fingers off until you figure out how to use it. Second thing I'm gonna do is show you that this window cranks down. That little guy right there, look at that. Then the third thing I'm gonna do is show you all these AC parts inside of here. There's a AC system in the trunk, and that's what we're gonna install. We have an evaporator core. This is the hard part. That's the cold side in the dash. That's our condenser up front. Looks like a used unit, but new ones probably don't exist. And a compressor right over here. So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna fire up this bad boy. I'm gonna swing it into my stall over yonder, and we're just gonna start throwing parts at it until we get all the components together, and then maybe we can fire up the AC system and see if it's gonna cool. There we go. So please stay tuned, because this is going to be a very good vintage automotive repair video. All right, climbing on in, first thing we're gonna notice is that the door panel is missing, and it's missing on that side too. The reason the panels are off is because the window regulator is out of the window, out of the door. And the reason the regulator's out is the window regulator does not go up when commanded from that switch or from this switch. And that's because I had found a wire that is shorted in the dash somewhere. So I've got to run a new wire and wire that up and connect it and put all that together, but we'll do that later. Nice, this thing hasn't run in about a week. She's got, what do we have in the odometer here? 53,796.0 miles on the odometer. Now that could have been a rollover at 153,000, or it could be 53 original miles. Don't really know. Anyway, it's a little hot in here, so let's back her on out and get her into the service stall. Look, it has triangle windows. Yeah, I need my marble. Nice.
Look at this, the door.
What is
Look at the door.
It's leaking.
Yeah.
Door is leaking. All right, let's see what's under the bonnet here. Pop an easy hood. Okay, let's see what we got. That's a tree-fitty Chevy. 350 cubic inches of small block horsepower. About 6 miles to the gallon. So I think I'm gonna do the hard part first, which is gonna be this evaporator core inside the box. Now, fortunately for this guy, the engineers back in the day, they were really smart, and they decided to not put pieces that you couldn't change inside of the hardest to reach place on the car. So they made it so I can come in here and just unbolt this thing from the firewall, pull the whole unit off, and then change the component, then bolt it back on. So we're in super good shape with this. I guess we're gonna start by getting the connectors out of here. Yeah, come on. It's the blower motor resistor. That little guy right there. 4 wires for the resistor. This thing, I don't know what that is. That's a plug to nowhere. Don't know what that's for, but we're gonna disconnect it. And yeah, so let's get some tools out and get started. Now, this truck's got a little bit of an altitude problem, and I'm a little tall. I'm a tall guy, but I'm not that tall. So we're gonna go ahead and enter service mode. I'm gonna lower this thing down. Next one. These are high pressure valve stems too. Good choice. So, first things first, I'm seeing something majorly wrong with this setup right here, okay? So, what we're looking at right here, this is the air cleaner, okay? Or air filter, right? Now, this is a cultural phenomenon that cannot be ignored, okay? But if you take your lid off your air cleaner, you're gonna expose your really nice high flow K&N filter. But you take that lid and you stick it on there upside down, right? And then put your wing nut back on. You've effectively removed all intake restrictions to this engine. This modification right here is worth at least 40 horsepower. Like right then and there, 40 horsepower all day long, okay? All right, so now we need to get rid of this business right here. Not for any horsepower gains, it's just kind of in my way, and I need access to this area right over here. Okay, so I can see part of this plastic shrouding business has the heater core lines coming out through it. So I am going to have to pull these heater core lines off of here. We're gonna spill some coolant. So what I intend to do is crack them loose, and then we'll suction out the radiator to prevent spillages and things of that nature. Get these clamps unclamped. I'm definitely not reusing these clamps either. They're pretty crusty. Oh yeah. That's super crusty. Yeah, look at all that. I need some air. Get into that radiator. Very nice. So we're suctioning out all the coolant in the system. It's going to minimize my spillages. Pull this guy back. See if we are not spilling. Good to go. Gotta be real careful too. It's tempting to put like some pliers on these hoses to twist them, but if you do such things on your heater core, that brass is super soft and squishy and you will deform it instantly. It'll deform the brass before it breaks the surface bond. Need to change these hoses too. That one's leaking or cracked. It's cracked and will be leaking. There we go. That's what I meant. So these guys, unclick please. There we go. Let's put these over here for now. Oh, this thing has a new condenser installed. Look. Sweet, I don't have to do it. Yeah, I see a brand new one in there. That's fantastic. So you just left me the hard part then. We're done with the coolant. Shut that guy down. Coolant has been recovered. Save that for later. You go there. And this thing comes over here with me. So I guess first things first, let's get this high side line disconnected down here. Oh, it's not very tight. Good deal. That makes it easier to disconnect. I wonder if the orifice tube is in there. I've seen folks pull the orifice tube out thinking that it's a filter, and then they don't put it back in because meh, it's just a filter, we don't need that. But then your system won't cool. And if that's where it goes, it's not in there. If that's where it goes. See it? Okay, let's pull some bolts out of the case here. I realize that's not a bolt, but it had to go away. What's this thing? How does it unconnect? With some wiggling. There we go. I think these are all 3/8 fasteners. I don't have much 3/8. Okay. Let me stick my hand down at the bottom. Yep, I feel fasteners down there too. Awesome. Got a swivel socket on that bottom bolt. Might be the wrong size. Maybe I need a 12. Yeah, it appears that that's 12 millimeters down there. That should be fun to put back on. Might have to take the fender out to put this thing back. Nope. I didn't need that one anyway. It's fine. And probably another one on the bottom down here. Sure is. Way down there. I can barely reach. I'm on my tippy toes. I think there's one more in the corner over here. Way down where I can't even come close to reaching it. Sucks. Yeah, it appears to be attached in that lower left corner. So we come down here into the fender and look at that. I think this is an access hatch just to get a hold of that one bolt. Let's take it off and find out. If this is actually an access panel just to get after that bolt, I will be remarkably impressed. Yeah. $15. That's never been out of there before. Oh yeah, no. Well, I think it's a panel. It's a panel that does not come off. It's rusted on. Oh man. Yeah, that's now one piece. Okay. So back up top, I stuffed a camera down in that hole, and it's tough to see, it's a little dark, but there is the bolt right there. Right, you see it? Yep. So I don't think I can get a tool in there. I've got to be able to get this panel off. That thing, it has to be right there. Yeah, rust falling out. What's his problem? Let's try a wedge. Hammer this in there. I don't think it's coming off. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. Dang. Well, I guess I gotta take the whole fender out. That's fun. I'm getting somewhere. Don't know where we're getting to yet. We're gonna get there. I'm starting to feel like this little panel over here was not really an access panel. It's just there to trick me, make me think it's a panel. It's all lies, I tell you, lies. So I got all the bolts out of this thing. I'm not gonna take it all the way out, but I think, yeah, it's out enough now I can get my hand on that fastener back there. Yeah, right down there in the corner. Weird spot. It has successfully marked its territory now. That's all stuff from the fender liner that fell out. Okay, that last bolt, I can't see it. I can put my fingertip on it. It feels like a 12, which I have a 12 on my extension here. Kinda. I don't know. Alignment's an alignment problem. I can't tell if that's going on the bolt or not. Maybe it's a 13. How about 10? I was way off. Yeah, 10 millimeters. So, should be the last of the fasteners. It is. Got a wire here, power wire for the blower motor. Pull that guy back. There she is. Back to this business again. There was a pine needle in there and I went to pull the pine needle out, and instead of coming out it stayed put and then decided to slice my finger down to the meat. So I've sustained a horrific paper cut from a piece of pine straw. Yeah, one of these. This little guy. I did not realize these were sharp, but it's sharp enough to cut you. Alright, so got the evaporator case over here on my step ladder. There's the internals of the unit. Now I've got to come up with some way, some kind of sealant to make a new seal around this. This business right here is not going to cut it, but that's our evaporator core right there. We need to dig that out. Now in order to get this out, we have to split this case in half. Should just be, I think about 6 more fasteners, 2, 2, and then 2 on that side. There's our core. Oh, ho, ho. Gravity. Didn't expect to find that. This is a legit rat's nest in the evaporator. That's not good. Cabin air filters. Wow. Yeah, that's not good at all. That's nasty. So that was never going to cool. Even if it's not leaking, that was not going to cool very well. Yep, so that's our blower motor resistor. Very simple circuitry. It uses the cold air to keep it cool. That's Really cool, actually. Ah, no pun intended. Okay, well, I'm gonna blow that out with some air, get it nice and clean like. Throw this in the trash because we don't need it. I ordered some sealant stuff so we can reseal it. We're gonna leave the rat's nest out of it. Just put that over here. There we go. New idea. It's far more effective at cleaning than using air pressure, because this is nasty. Goodbye, nasty. Okay, so we're now back at the tailgate on this truck, and I've got this roll of, it's almost tar. It's similar to like butyl roll, but I couldn't get the roll of butyl rope, so I had to get the flat strips, and we're gonna cut these strips like so. This is very sticky, nasty, and gooey, but we're gonna cut these little strips of this goo out. We're gonna use those to seal up the gaps here on the edge of this case right here. So I gotta take a bunch of these and just kind of stuff them into these grooves right here. Line everybody up, make sure it's all stuck in there, and then we can put the core back into the hole and then put the two case halves together. Okay, let's get all this stuff set up. That is partially covered in the sealant now. Take a look a little closer. Hello, screaming child.
Daddy!
Oh goodness, what's up, baby? How was school?
I'm going into shop.
Son, what's up, man? How are you, son? What you doing?
Good.
How was school?
Good.
Did you have a good day?
Yes.
Oldest child with a musical instrument. Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Oh my. Is that a violin?
Yes. I'm the only one with the full size.
The only one with a full-size violin? High five for that one. Awesome. You can go. No, those are yesterday's donuts. You don't eat those. Yeah, you can eat them. I don't care. They're a day old if you want them. I wouldn't eat them. They found the donuts.
Congratulations.
The donuts have been located. All right, so anyway, this guy goes in here, right? Okay, now, if we look, pardon the intermission, by the way, loud noises. I need to get some more sealant jammed up in there. And right there too, we gotta build up a bunch of it. Not a huge deal, but it needs to be sealed regardless. So, take a square of this right here. We'll make it thin. I could have just folded it. I don't know why I cut it. Peel the back off. Stick that on there like so. Peel the back off. Cut this down some. Like so. Stick that in there. Nice. That's gonna make a nice seal. Very good. And then the other side, stick this guy down in there. Go in your home. Perfect. See that? Also perfect. Make it lined up. Looking pretty perfect. We'll do it like that. So I've gone in and caked another layer here on top over this. I'm probably gonna have to fill up some more space and fill some gaps in, but I'm ready to try to see how well these things fit together. So pull this guy up. Now if I touch these pieces of sealant, they're probably gonna want to be stuck together here. I may have to shove some more inside of those holes. All right, well, let's put some bolts in it. It is together. Everybody's lining up. I'm gonna draw it down with these fasteners here, and I hope it's all good, because if I miss the spot or if it's got a leak, I'm gonna have to take it off and redo all of it again. I don't want to do all of it again. That would not be fun. I mean, I love my job. Sometimes we do it twice. But if I do this twice, it's gonna waste some product, and I don't like wasting product, because that gets expensive. The sealant is smashing in there quite nicely though. I'm digging that. Put that in. Oh yeah, draw that down real nice and tight like. Beautiful. A little bit of air gap right there, no matter. I'll just shove some of this in the hole. I'll take another piece, shove it over top of it in there. We'll just fill that up with some schmoo. Be all right. Don't buy a gasket, build a gasket. It's like build a bear for your car. Oh yeah. One more strip. My fingerprints will forever remain inside of this guy's AC box. Forever and ever and ever. Okay. And then this smaller one, that one's good. That could actually stand to be trimmed back a little bit. Yeah. Shove that down in there. Yeah, we're all good. That's absolutely cherry right there. I'm liking it. Stay. Okay, so I skipped ahead some, and I got some sealant all the way around the ceiling face against the firewall here. The two halves are together. We've got good coverage in a seal where these lines are poking out through the little deal right here, so I guess we're good to go back together. Okay, coming in with the box here. Let's get this thing set up and bolted against the firewall. It is time. So I've left the blower motor off of this. I can put that back on later. Well, I left the blower motor off so I can see the firewall through the hole where the blower motor goes. So we can make sure everything's lining up like it's supposed to and sealing properly. All right. What do we got down here? There's something in the way. Oh, there's that stud sticking out that I need to line up. Okay. I just didn't have it quite lined up perfectly enough. One stud, stud at the top. Let's put a bolt in it so it doesn't fall out. Then I'll reach down and guide that stud at the bottom into the hole if I can feel it. Yeah. No. Climbing in. Getting into my work, you know. I know there's a hole there. There it is. All right, it's in the hole. We're good. Okay, coming out. Whoa. Hup. Yeah. There. Here, let's get a top bolt in this to get things seated and sealed against the firewall. There we go. Ah, skeeter. There's skeeters hunting me. I dislike that. Little vampires. There he is. There he is. Buck spray. There, nice and shiny. That's that little corner bolt. Got that one. Very nice. So now, shine some light right here, and then you guys look down there. See any light coming through? Then move it down to the bottom. See any light coming through? No? I think we got it. Good deal. Let's get this top one. I put a big washer on there to help with some clamping force here. Click. Okay. One more stud down there at the bottom. Can't see it. One more. I think there might be another. Yeah, there's one right here too at the bottom. So 2 more studs. Click. Okie dokes. It is now time to slap this thing back in. I guess it still works, no need to change it. Stick this thing right in here. Get in there. There we go. Put that on there, and then we got some fasteners right over here. Down the yacht rock before I catch a copyright. What do you think?
Yeah, I gotta clean my scissors.
Your scissors? Did I ruin them?
Yes.
Use the goof off. Yeah, well, I used them for what they were intended for. It was
for cutting things.
Cutting things and chopping things. Yeah. Yeah. So it was the proper use for the tool. Yeah. Wipe those scissors down.
I got him.
Don't cut yourself.
I know that was.
Because I cut my finger yesterday on
bad.
a pine straw. It hurt.
Pine straw.
Pine straw. I sliced it to the meat.
Pine straw.
With a piece of pine straw. Yeah, it was stuck in the hinge right here, and I went to pull it out. And my finger slipped off, and it just razor bladed right down the edge of my finger.
Really? Pine straw?
Pine straw, yep. I should have known, and I did know, but you know, I like to tempt fate at every possible turn in my life. That's what I do. Okay, plug that guy in right there. Put this off to the side for right now. Or not. Stay right over there. Good.
Why are you making her come over here and clean the scissors? You did it.
Because I get you to do my dirty work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love cleaning up after you.
It's easier for me if you just do the hard part.
Well, you know, if I have you do it, it's not done right.
Yeah.
I have got to do like coming from behind you to do the dishes or the laundry.
That's why I don't do those things.
Anything like that. Yeah. Any household chores. If I ask you to do it, it's more of a pain in the butt because I want to go in and do it my way.
Well, if you want something done right, you got to do it yourself, and
that's right.
That's not exactly my department.
No, you work on cars and you work on the yard and outside stuff. Like if I cut the grass, I don't think you'd.
Please don't touch my grass.
Yeah,
Don't,
cut it
touch
too
my
short,
grass.
yeah.
Please do not touch my grass. No. 7 millimeters. These plastic screws here. Well, the screws are metal, but they go into plastic. You know what I'm talking about. There goes there. And goes there. One more down here. There's a ground wire that goes on somewhere. I gotta figure that out. Engage wobble mode. It's part of the extension. It's a 2-stage extension from Snap-on. I gotta hold on to it and guide it. There we go. Okay, now, can't forget your grounds. Chevrolets like their grounds. Right, like so. 10 milli. Where is that 10 milli? There it is. Okay, how about wrong 10 milli? I grabbed the 8. That was silly. Where's my 10? Oh no, it's gone. Another 10 bites the dust. I can't find it. Oh, that's cool. I just stripped the hole out. Not much of a hole, I guess. Oh yeah, that's been installed with a self-tapping screw. Okay. Yeah, that doesn't really go there. I'll just send it in again into a new hole. Okay. No, come back up here. There. Fixed. Yeah, we'll take a piece of little butyl tape right here and just use that to fill up that hole. I could weld it, but that's, I think, overkill. And if I weld it, I might set the interior of the truck on fire. That would be bad. So we're not going to do that. Okay, so if I could draw your attention off here to the left ever so slightly, I'm going to put the coolant bottle back on it, bolts to the fender well. It has these little clip things right here, and that's what your fastener is supposed to thread into. Now these things like to rust out and break off, so I've had to replace 2 of them. This one's in really good shape. It won't even come off easily, so I'm going to leave that one there. No need to waste hardware. So I'm reaching around the fender, poking the bolt through. Where's that next hole at? There it is. I have this way wrong. Okay, oops. Here, let's try this. There, that's way more righter. All right, and then the third one off to the left towards the front. You guys see? You can't really see down there, can you? It doesn't really help either. Oh no! Ah, look, it broke. This coolant bottle broke. Never mind. Okay, I'm not putting that on. I need a new one. Yeah, that guy. It must have broke while I had it flopped off to the side. Okay. More part 8. So instead of that, let's install this accumulator / receiver dryer. They do the same thing and remove the moisture from the system. Depending on where it's located is what determines whether it is an accumulator or a receiver dryer. This configuration, this is a receiver dryer. If you find this bottle as part of the condenser on the high side of the system, that's going to be an accumulator. So receiver dryer on low side, accumulator on high side. They do the same thing, they're just in different spots, so they get a different name. And the orifice tube, this guy, that's where all the magic happens. This is supposed to reside in there. You remember that other one we had, it did not have one. I actually found in the truck the old orifice, and look at all that black business on there. This thing is fully clogged up. It's supposed to be a screen. What this thing is, it's a controlled air leak. So you got your high pressure on one side, and then you've got a low pressure coming out of the other side. When you go from a high pressure to a low pressure, there is a change of state of energy, and energy is released quite rapidly in the refrigerant. It's a similar effect to spraying your spray paint can. If you hold your spray paint can and you deplete the can will end up cold when you're done. Same thing will happen on your propane tank with your grill. You run your grill for a long time, like in a smoker, or if you're just grilling the daylights out of something all day, your propane tank can potentially frost over and become icy because it's going from a high pressure liquid to a low pressure gas, and that removes heat energy from the refrigerant, and that's where we get our cold from. Okay, so we cannot get cold if we can't get proper flow through this little device right here. Now, all this debris, that's kind of concerning. That's usually caused by compressor failure, or the inside of the hoses are failing and that hose material is flaking away and breaking off and then circulating through the system. So we do not seem to have a new set of hoses in here. I may borescope inside of one of those hoses to see what the interior looks like, and if they're not in good shape, we're going to have to replace the hoses too. But in the meantime, we're going to shove this orifice into its hole and then bolt on this high side. So all we need to do is take this guy and just stick it in the hole right there, as far down as it'll go. There's going to be a little pinch in the line, like a crimp on a couple spots on the line, and that's what stops this orifice from traveling all the way up into the line. That's how you can tell where the tube is located. You'll find those little crimps on the line itself. Now, you have kind of a fitment issue here. That has to come down, but it can't, and this has to come up, but it can't. No O-ring. Good deal. Awesome. Good to know. O-ring located. At least one on this side. I unbolted this bracket here to pull this line up to get it to fit. Yeah. There we go. All right. Okay, so a 19 and a 22, or a 21 and a 22. Different size now. Okay. Yay. Now, this one on the right is supposed to remain stationary, I think. We'll hold that one because that one has friction against the flange, and we'll tighten the nut. There we go. Good deal. So then I'm going to come over here and figure out the O-ring situation on that guy. There. Come off. Okay, there she is. I need to bend this line some. There's some slight configuration mismatches on some of these parts here. Not a lot, but just enough to make fitment a little bit challenging. Begin threading. The threads are not straight. Shh. This is hurting because I've got that cut in my finger right here. My glove is full of sweat and it stings stings the wound. Ah, come on. There we go, got a bite. Nope, lost it. Okay. Bend this. Bend that. I'm asking for a little bit more length out of this thing. Oh, so much more better. I straightened out the S shape right here. Beautiful. Click. Okay, now let's see if I can kind of flex all this to line that bolt hole back up with the bracket. I think we got it. I accept this. Good deal. Let's put some wires back in their holes. That guy in, put the blower resistor in. This goes to the pressure switch, which is supposed to screw on to the receiver dryer, which we can mount that inside of its home, which is going to be right here, right? Here, Cap. There we go. Okay, 2 O-rings came with the little receiver dryer thing. They're, I think these are the same size. Looks like it. Flex it. There we go. So our old unit has this low side cycling switch installed. There's a Schrader behind that. Guy on, good. We're connected. Connected. Everybody's connected. Here, there, everywhere. Good deal. Give me this. Oh, look. This is an R134A conversion. That's the conversion fitting. This used to be an R12 truck. Let's see what this is. Nothing. All right, so it's set up to be converted. Kind of, maybe. Yes. I think I have to take the valve out of it. Yes, I do. Okay. Here, let's make it tight. Is that cap tight enough? Okay, so I'm going to take that old Schrader valve out and install, not with this tool, we'll install the one we took out of here and put it into here, because that one's new and this one is old. There we go. Got the long reach version. Ah, mosquito, go away. Get. I'll brake clean you. Tried to bite me in the arm. I got a fan on my feet so he can't get me down low. Come out. There it is. And new one. Nick, where'd he go? There he is. Yeah, you're not surviving that gas chamber, buddy. Wherever you went, you're gonna rapidly dehydrate. I have discovered also a failing radiator cap. See the cracks in the seal? We're gonna get one of those too. No good. It's making noises. So this is kind of encouraging. I've got the manifold hose assembly here, bolts to the condenser and to the receiver dryer accumulator. That's where it bolts up to the compressor. I have a borescope camera fed down into this side of the hose, and this camera is sticking up all the way to about here. So we're gonna pull the camera out, and as it comes out, we get to see the internals of this hose, and that hose is looking really good in there. I don't see anything flaking off of it. So I think we're in good shape. A little bit of oil right there left over. And now my camera's stuck. How awesome is that? There we go. I had to get around that corner right there. So this hose is gonna be pretty good. I'll reuse it, not a problem. So let's grab this guy and get it fitted to the rest of the system. I do have a compressor in the back of this thing, and I need to change that guy out too. Okay, so this compressor is kind of already mostly detached, really. The hose is gone. Just got to take this tensioner right here and untension. Pull that guy back like so. There you go, like that. Here, you guys hold this, reach in here, and we'll pluck it off right there. There we go. Let that thing go back in that direction, and you can sit right there on top of the radiator hose. So let's pull that belt off. Drop that down like so. That's our 2-wire connector for the compressor clutch. Stick that over there. So now we just need to go around here to the back side. Got 2 fasteners, looks like 14 millimeters. We'll pull those guys out, and then this whole thing should pop right out. With the wrench, I see a bunch of washers back here. Those aren't supposed to be there. So I'm wondering if these bolts are the incorrect bolts for this application. Oh, wrong way. Two and compressor, there we go. Okay, so our new unit, drop this guy right in. So I checked my bolt stash, you know, and I do not have any of these that are any shorter with the correct threads to match up to this. So unfortunately, I'm gonna have to reuse what came with the car. I would have liked to put the correct ones in, but I don't have them, so I'm not going to. Put the other one in right here. There we go. Ha! That's great. It just tore the threads right out of it. That's wonderful. Look at that. Ripped them right out. So this has been nice and over tightened before. Cool. So here, let's do this. We're gonna take these out. There. The downside is it's going to protrude a little bit right here. So I think the issue is the belt running over here on that front one, but we're gonna do the same thing on the front one. See what happens here. Okay. Slipping the belt back onto the crank at the bottom. It came off ever so slightly. Lined up, we're good. Under the tensioner. Okay, we're good. Run around, plug this guy in somehow. I don't really care for this little wire harness business we have going on here either. It doesn't insulate. I have an idea. My idea is I'll just put some heat shrink over this, and then once the whole system turns on and lights back up and works again and we know that it's all working, I'll just heat shrink it down to make ourselves a little seal. So we'll just shove this guy through for right now. I'm not going to heat shrink it yet. That's going to be a later type of deal. There we go. Shiny. Okay, let's pull the cap off the back of the unit. Oh good, it held vacuum. Wonderful. So, we'll take our manifold thingy right here, figure out the proper orientation, which I think it's gonna go like so. This end of the hose connects here, and then this end goes right over there. So these are some very interesting gaskets. They fit into a like a machined recess in the back. See those holes right there? So those are supposed to fit kind of in those holes. Yeah, like so, I think. Get some stuff out of the way. Okay. That's not working. It was running in there sideways. We can't have sideways gaskets. So maybe that green one is the wrong one, because there is a gold one over there also. I think, yeah, that must be it. It's thinner. We'll swap the green for the gold and try again. That looks better. And that doesn't look right. Look at it. It's running sideways. See it? I don't like that. Let's take it off and look again. Maybe the green one goes over here. I a flat surface. Weird. Well, that looks a little better. Yeah, it's running straight now. Awesome. We're getting places here. That needs an O-ring on it because it had one and it fell off down there. I see it. So we need an O-ring for that. Right there. I choose, I think that one. I'm going with my instinct. It was the first one. And instinct says, good job, Ray. Your micrometer is dialed in today. That goes in there. There we go. Gritty threads. Okay, so we got a 19 here to kind of hold that a little bit. 22 to tighten down the nut. Come on. There we go, we're snugging up. Click. There we go. Okay, condenser's connected, compressor's connected. Let's get this business right here connected. And then we can suction down this machine and see if it's gonna hold vacuum. I don't see why it wouldn't unless I have an O-ring leaking. I mean, the system's new at this point, all of it. That plugs in there, we need an O-ring. Oh, you can't see, sorry guys, you fell down. I was looking at this and not at you. O-ring right there. Plug it in, thread it down. So I'll use my non-marring adjustable Knipexes to hang on to the receiver dryer. Click. Nice. Okay, I've got the recovery machine powering on behind me, so let's put this valve on properly. That's not what I wanted to have happen at all. Blessing in disguise. We got a failed O-ring right there. I can see it. Good deal. Really? Change that guy out and then we'll put it back on. So I'm gonna order another replacement set of fittings for the conversion on this. I put a new Schrader in this thing and I go to tighten it down and it pulled the threads out of it also. So this Schrader's been over tightened because I can't get this. I put the new one in and went to tighten it and it won't tighten, and now I can't get the new one to back out. So this new one's stuck in there with no threads. There it goes, pops right out. Yeah, those threads are gone too. So we're ordering another one of these conversion kits. Awesome. So I'm trying to do something constructive while I'm waiting on that those valves to show up. And I figured I'd install the overflow tank. Now, I made a discovery. This tank right here has been leaking before. It's been repaired with some JB Weld, which is super cool, but I can't repair that with JB Weld. So I'm gonna have to go with that universal Dorman one that we ended up acquiring. This exact reproduction is not in existence. So I'm just gonna take this one and I'm gonna bolt it to the firewall right here with those mounting points. I've got the hose attached to the bottom, see it right there? Then we'll run this new hose up and connect it to our radiator and trim it off once we know exactly how to route the thing. That's what I need. That's my conversion kit. Beautiful. Will you give that paperwork to Lauren up there, sir? Thank you. Yeah, I don't want it. I'll lose it and then I get in trouble. I don't like getting in trouble. Make sure that's straight. There we go. One more screw. I may take these out and put a washer on them. I'm undecided. Very nice. Oh, and I also got a replacement radiator cap too, because the old one is not good. Let's grab our piece of hose right here. And it tucks down under this AC line way down below, so I'm gonna follow that routing just to make a nice clean install. We'll hide it and zip tie it. I'm just gonna use this whole piece of hose. There. Zip tie it on here and we'll zip tie it on like right there like that. That'll be good. I like that. It's gonna be nice and pretty. So I don't exactly need to have one here, but I am going to put a clamp on this hose. We don't have to have one because it's not really a pressurized part of the system, but it looks better. Not too much, it'll crush the plastic. Oh, another mosquito. I missed him. Okay, so that's kind of together. We can get rid of the old hose, which is zip tied to the battery tray. Let me tear this out. Yeah, that's the old one. That's the broken piece from the coolant bottle. Don't need that. So that's our R12 to 134 conversion kit. It's basically just fittings. Well, it's not basically, that's all that it is, it's just fittings. Okay, now we don't need all of these. Don't need that one. I think this is the one. Yes, no, maybe. Maybe that one. Yeah, that's one of them, and then this one is the one that goes on our receiver dryer. So, since we have a new one, we don't need the old one. Take that old one away. How does this seal? Is there an O-ring in there? Yeah, there it is, okay. Good deal. click. Very nice. It's our high side. And of course, low side up here. Okay. Let's pull the vacuum, get all the air out. Vacuuming. I'm gonna do like a 20, maybe 30 minute. I'm gonna do a 30-minute vacuum. That condenser has been wide open for a long time. 30 minutes. Okay. It's pulling down. Keep going, keep going, keep going. It's going. Let's pause it. If that gauge moves, we have a leak. All right, gauge is not moving, continuing. Be back in 20 minutes. 30 minutes. Moment of truth. Maximum AC. Instant cold. It's working. Yeah, we have instant cold air. That's nice. All right. That vent's cold, cold, cold. That one's cold over there. Okay. Cool. Cold, cold. I don't feel any air. Okay, no air leaks around the case. This is good. Need some coolant. Those pressures look pretty good too. I like that. Let's add some coolant to this unit. Hey, watch this. Now it's Gatorade. Yummy. Don't drink it. There, we'll just put that back. All right, well, we've got good coolant flow. There's a boatload of it. Pretty sure it instantaneously purged out all the air, so we're gonna throw this guy on. We can recheck that later. That's in place. This is good. We're making cold everywhere. I like my pressures. Yeah, that's like right in line. I'm good with 1.5 pounds. I like this. Okay, check it out. We're in the 50-degree zone right there, making 50, saw 51 degrees downstream of the orifice tube. So we're definitely making some good cold here. I'll rephrase, we're not making cold, we are efficiently removing heat. Efficiently removing heat, that's what we're doing. Yeah, it's feeling really good in here. All right. Well, folks, shut this off. I believe that this section of this project is now complete. I've got to put figure out the short and the wire for these windows and whatnot, and I think that's going to exhaust all of the items that we needed to take care of on this particular truck. That being said, I'm not going to film anymore. We're running a little bit long on this one, and the AC system repair is now complete. So that being said, I'm closing this one out. I will do such things as always by thanking you guys for watching this video. Please feel free to let me know what you think about it in the comment section down below. Let me know what you think about this particular K5 Blazer / GMC Jimmy. Did you ever have one of these things? I love these trucks. Yeah, let me know in the comment section down below. See you guys later. Thanks for watching in a video, in a transmission.